The market has really softened. People they're not buying them in the same numbers that they were because, of course, they've worked out that it's all a bit of a sham. And one of the great shams of it all now is that there's no resale value in these things. Now, there are two reasons for that. One is that the price of new electric vehicles keeps going through the floor. Again, because they can't sell them. So the manufacturers are now reducing their prices on the shop floor significantly.
Hey guys, this article is written in Australia talking about how worthless EV cars are. So let's go into it. The proverbial arse has fallen out of EV market, and it's those who have already bought who are the biggest losers. The electric vehicle bubble is bursting. They are meant to be environmental panacea, the guilt-free answer to travel. And just think of all the money you'll save not having to buy increasingly expensive fuel, of which 49 cents in every litre is taxed, by the way. Cars have been a money pit. I've single-handedly put my mechanic son through private school. But those who bought the EV dream are fast discovering they are the proud owners of even bigger money pits. The arse have gone right out of EV market. Manufacturers are now heavily discounting new vehicles in an effort to get them off the showroom floor. A brand new Tesla Y is now $11,400 cheaper. A Peugeot E2008 has been given a massive cut from $63,000 to $39,990. On the lower end of the market, a GWM Aura is down 20% to $35,990. This is particularly indicative of more competition naturally putting downwards pressure on the market, which is generally a good thing for consumers. But it's not much good for someone who bought an EV a year ago, now watching the resale value of their car plummet overnight. The other cause is a softening market for electric vehicles, and it is any wonder when you can take a look at the balance sheet. For those who are aware, I'm Malaysian, so we are getting a lot of EV dumping to Southeast Asia lately. And to be upfront, Malaysia are kind of late in this EV game. So we are pretty much very new into this. And frankly speaking, there are more EVs on the road lately in Malaysia, especially the place I'm staying. I've been seeing a lot of new Teslas, new BYDs. So to cut story short, there are a lot of enthusiasts who are going to the EV route. So as Malaysia, we haven't seen the price drop like what you guys are seeing in the Western countries or even in Australia. So I'm hoping in the next 1 to 2 years, there will be price cut, and then there will be a lot of cheap EVs in Malaysia. And the owners that are buying this brand new are going to realize, and they are in a bottomless money pit like the rest of the consumer in most Western countries and Australia. Cars, like houses, are some of the biggest asset most people will ever own, and thus they are treated like investment. Some vehicles hold their value better than others. Falling retail prices will automatically cut the resale value, but the biggest threat to the used EV market is the speed of which the technology is changing. A standard car model is generally updated a few years with a new trim and some extra mod cons inside. The most important part of the car, though, the internal combustion engine, is by and large a comparable product. You can happily drive the 20-year-old Camry without any worries. With EV, however, is a basic function of the car that is changing at a rapid pace. The average range of an EV in 2010, according to International Energy Agency, was less than 130 kilometers. By 2021, it was 350 kilometers. You wouldn't think twice about buying a 14-year-old fuel-powered car if it was a good nick. But who in the right mind would buy a used EV that has 3 times less capacity than a rolling one of the production today? It renders the vehicle effectively worthless. Battery technology and thus travel range with it is improving every year. And given range is the greatest concern of most people looking at an EV, it is also a biggest cause of depreciation in the used car market. Yes, this is correct. Even when you're buying an old ICE car, which is the internal combustion engine, you don't mind buying one and just repair it. You get the same range. Maybe the performance of the engine will be slightly reduced, but overall the car still has the same range as compared to a used old EV. The range may have depreciated to like 50%, or it could worse depending on what type of battery technology was in the EV after 15 or 20 years down the road. Will you buy an old 10 to 15-year-old EV car knowing that you have so much less range compared to the new ones, and the battery has already degraded so much. Tell me about it, write in the comments down below. Electric cars are most like mobile phone. The technology changes so fast that by the time you are ready for a new one, you may as well chuck the old one. Unless you have enough money to not care about the loss, why would you take the risk? Insurance premium of EV in the UK are now double those of fuel cars because they are so expensive to repair. The sheer weight of electric car, thanks to the batteries, means tires, brakes wear down much faster, pumping more pollution into the atmosphere than normal car. Not to mention the fact that we haven't worked out how to recycle the heavy metal laden batteries that power the vehicle. So much for saving the planet. Now, because Malaysia, we are giving a lot of EV incentive. Lately, the Malaysian government has reduced the road tax for EV. I don't know why they decided to do so. To be upfront, those that can afford EV, they pretty much have the money to buy them. And let's be frank, those EVs that are selling in Malaysia are much more expensive compared to the regular cars. So they are paying extra, means they can afford it. Why did our local government in Malaysia decide to give them cheaper road tax? Doesn't make sense. Might as well they allocate these funds to people that really needs the money. On top of that, Malaysian government is giving tax rebate as well, so that these well-off EV owners can buy those vehicles at much discounted rate. Do you think it's fair? Write in the comments below that this sort of tax incentive, road tax rebate, does it anyway help the poor people in Malaysia? Write in the comments below. Tell me about it, if this is the right method to go. Yes, you don't have to tell me it's all about the green thing that they're trying to emulate in the Western countries, but what is the point of helping all those who can afford? Might as well relocate these funds to those who really need the money. Toyota chairman Aiko Toyoda said in January that EV may only ever make up of 30% of the global car market. I think this is something that consumers and the market will decide, not regulatory values or political power, Mr. Toyoda said. The chair of the biggest car manufacturer in the world, if he thought EV were the future, he'll be building them at the rate of knots. Prior to the 2022 federal election, the opposition, now Albanese government, predicted EV would make up 89% of the new car sales by 2030. Now the Federal Transport Department believe they only make up of 27%, and that's because they are not all they were cracked up to be. So what are your thoughts about this article written in Australia? Do you think it makes sense logically? Tell me your own assessment and opinion about this article. Write in the comments down below so we can have a discussion. And that's all for this video, and thank you for watching. If you like this sort of content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the subscription button below. And if you like this video especially, smash the like button. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.